Slight said he's heaven sent. Third person omnipotent. Great words, no difference. I don't rap, I make art. Bird need a race car. This ain't for the faint heart. Above clouds like Game Star. That's in my blood. That's in my blood.
Yo. Hey people, welcome back to the Slightlee Daily Podcast. This is episode number 43. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, we're there. Once you see this clip, go ahead and take you a screenshot and put it on your stories. I got 3 guests with me today. Very rare sighting. Go ahead. Let's just start here to here. Introduce yourselves if you don't mind.
I go by Zip, make music, part of LYFCYCL. You know, I'll get to know you soon.
My name is Sandro. I go by Little Banshee. I'm here to give you guys a good time.
My name is Leeroy Nox. I make music as well, and I'm just happy to be here once again.
Leroy's second time.
Yes.
Zip and young Sandro's first time on the podcast. Yes, guys. So, you all share something in common, and that is music. So, Zip, tell me how I'll start with you. Tell me how you met Sandro.
Okay, are we allowed to talk about? No. Okay.
Yeah, you talk.
I met him at Bonnaroo.
Talk whatever you want.
He helped me out with something at Bonnaroo, and then we just I think someone told you I made music or something, and you started talking to me about music at Bonnaroo. When we got back, we just started hanging.
Right.
We've made a lot of music in the past year, like honestly.
Sandro, where are you from?
I'm from Bosnia and Herzegovina originally. Okay. Came here when I was like 5 years old. So.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask you. I wanted to save it for because like he was like Bosnia at the beginning, and I was like, hold on, let me ask it on camera because you know.
Say something Bosnian.
Shout out to all my Balkans, volim vas.
say some Bosnian stuff.
Ja sam došao ovdje kad mi je bilo 5 godina. Ovo je Leroy, ovo je Zip. Mi pravimo muziku I radit ćemo šta god hoćemo da dobijemo $1,000,000.
Yes, sir.
What he said.
That retweet. Yeah, retweet. Right. So Sandro, you said 5 years old.
Yeah, about 5.
Okay, where did you move? Where'd you move from?
Well, we first moved to the middle of Nashville. Kind of the ghetto, you know. It started out kind of with no money. We just came here with some bags of clothes, got some food stamps. My parents started working. We didn't know English at all. I learned English probably in like 4 months. My parents are still learning.
Through school and whatnot?
Yeah, through school,
nice.
through people and, you know, videos, all that stuff. But young kids learning languages pretty easily. So Bosnian was my first language, but it probably took me a few months to learn and be able to conversate with people. But
nice.
Other than that, you know, we worked our asses off. My mom and my dad, you know, worked night shift, day shift, everything just to get to where we're at. And
shout out to them, man.
Live in Smyrna right now.
Yeah, shout out Mr.
You live
Reuters.
in Smyrna now?
Yeah.
Cool.
Live in Smyrna. Went to Smyrna High School as well. So.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was going to ask, where you went to high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So me and Zip went to high school together. We went to Central together.
Yep.
The Mag swag.
The Mag.
Hey, the number 5 high school in the country.
Yep. We're doing
the whole country.
Something a little different than they wanted us to do with our lives. I feel like.
Yeah, maybe. It's okay.
That's why they're the magnet school.
They'll be proud one day, I promise.
So how does Leroy fit into this narrative? When did you guys connect?
All right, I met Leroy at level 3.
Okay.
Was that like, a year and a half?
Yeah, it was back when you still had the wavy locks.
I had my long, I have my long hair. But I was with Chandler Carney. I don't know if you met Chandler.
I'm not sure.
You gotta have him on the podcast too. That'd be a good one.
Dope.
Me and Chandler were playing pool, and I met him, and he said he made music, and so we went back to my house and made like a couple songs that night.
Nice.
And I just been fucking with him ever since. We dropped a project that we spent actually a lot of Zip Nox. Yeah, we actually have the second one ready, and we were gonna drop it on 420 like we did last year, but I got tired that night and didn't end up dropping it, so we're holding it, but we probably put some better work into it.
I always tell people this who make music, I'm not a fucking guru or nothing, but whenever you put out some music, man, make sure it sounds good, make sure it's like to your standards, you know, don't just be putting bullshit out. But you know, at the same time though, we were talking about before off air, like, you know, just pump shit out, you know.
I did hear a cool perspective on that.
There's a fine line, you know.
Can I play devil's advocate? Can I Alan Nichols you real quick? Okay. What was it? Someone said recently, it was like, if you wait till you are like perfectly comfortable to put out your music, you waited too long. Mm-hmm. Like you should be a little like, I don't know about this when you drop it.
Yeah.
And I've been really thinking about that a lot because I once a year I really on my birthday I'm gonna drop.
Wait, hold on. I don't know. Maybe I should.
You know what I mean? That's the best stuff. Sometimes you're not completely sure. Like I don't
know.
Now
if it comes out and you just did a session and you just emailed it to yourself and you put that headphones in and it's just like, wow, this is absolute garbage, then maybe don't
no, there's definitely a standard.
You're like, okay, no, like this is actually
but
trash.
Like that coronavirus song, we dropped a song called Coronavirus.
Yeah, I saw.
Only song I've ever dropped.
I'll tell you, we made that took like 30 minutes to make. We wrote it, recorded it, mixed
boom,
it, everything.
Boom.
Just
y'all
like
got a bunch of views
and we
too.
should have dropped because we made that song like a month and a half before the whole pandemic was even declared and stuff.
And I kept telling him, you need to drop it. What are you waiting on?
It would have, like, I think we could have done better.
By the time
we waited a little too long.
By the time we dropped it, there was like 500 other coronavirus songs.
Yeah, you got the best one, but you got to weed through them now. Like.
So, Sandro,
yes, sir.
You said that that's the only song you've actually officially put out?
Yeah, like I honestly, I've been writing for a while, and I wanted to get on the mic for a while. I just never thought I was good enough. When I started getting with Zip, I just started putting stuff down on the mic and realized that I actually have some kind of talent for it.
Getting comfortable.
And so I just been kind of working on the craft and trying not to be nervous on the mic and trying to, just kind of elaborate my words and figure out what kind of music that I want to release. And
it's just getting comfortable because I know a lot of people are scared to hear their voices back. You know, it's kind of like you cringe. I don't cringe anymore, because, bro, whenever I've heard my voice so many times on a computer, it's kind of like, whatever. But some people, they might be the super fire rapper or super fire singer, but they might be scared to like play it back,
Yeah, I mean, my thing is though, like I feel like every time I might maybe not humble at all, but I feel like every time I hear my stuff more and more, like I like it even more and more.
No, that's cool.
Song's the best one.
I don't really get turned off by my own music, which is what kind of makes me keep pushing and doing more. So
I like to compare it to like stage presence. It's like you got to develop mic presence.
Yeah.
And the coolest example of that is Dual Lane. Dude, Dual had never gotten a mic before, but he was in all the plays in school and stuff.
Yeah.
He got on my mic first time, murdered it
because
he had stage presence, and so it transferred. You know what I mean?
He's a character, which I didn't really know him too well, but yeah, he's a fucking character.
I know I love Dual, man. You need to get him on
here. Do any of you guys actually play an instrument? I'm not dissing anyone because I don't play any instruments, but have y'all ever played like guitar or anything?
Just bought a guitar.
Really?
I can play a little piano.
I can do a little bit of piano.
I bought myself a guitar on my birthday last year.
Okay.
And I've been playing piano for a while, but nothing like
yeah.
Wasn't your track "Know the Feeling"? Wasn't that guitar?
I have a little EP that I did. Like I played all the guitar and then I sang. It's just completely original stuff, but I want to work on that a little more before I drop it. That's something. I guess that's really what it goes to is like what you want your piece to be.
Yeah,
if you're going for like a concept, you gotta like
stick to it. Yeah, for sure. Like if you're, man, it's just like you look at like some of the best artists. For example, Kendrick. It's like, all right. You see the Good Kid, Mad City concept. They all kind of fit. They all have like the same color, in your head. And then you go to Damn, and it's like, oh, that's the same color. He's really thinking like, all right, he might go in the booth and lay something down, and it might be fire, but it might not fit. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, let me just stash this. It doesn't fit Damn.
Not that project.
Yeah, it doesn't fit Damn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. See,
like you might go into the booth with intentions of saying, all right, I'm about to make an acoustic song, but then it might be like, no, this is like something totally different.
No, you're right.
Because
that's why I really like the idea of concept albums and like making music for a specific project. But overall, I feel like I just make music, and then at the end of the day, when I really want to drop something, I figure out what songs fit together.
Dude, for sure.
And that's why we're at a point because I wanted to drop that Zip Nox.
Yeah.
But me and Sandro made so many songs.
What are you calling it? Zip Nox 2?
Yeah.
What do you call it?
Zip Nox Plus.
Zip Nox Plus.
Yeah, okay. And we got about 6 tracks on there, and Zip brought up that maybe we should put maybe 1 or 2 more on there.
Fuck yeah.
And it was 6 tracks last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we just want to make sure it's what we want to put out. We don't want to rush out a project or anything.
Yeah.
And I see what you mean about the whole thing with music, because especially with the stuff I make with the album artwork, I want the images I put out to match the sound I'm putting with. So kind of like with Kendrick with the Damn thing.
Yeah.
You do a good job of that too, honestly.
I try.
More than anybody else right here, I think.
Well, you do too. The Red Room, oh yeah. I think of the color red all the way through
I appreciate that.
That's really cool. It takes a special kind of individual to kind of I don't know, man. It's even hard to express, but whenever you hear a song, you kind of like can correlate a color to it. What do you think that is? You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's actually what Kanye said.
Synesthesia.
Yes,
like it's an actual thing, but like what, like
I
how?
feel like maybe we all like have a touch of that or
like
something.
how does the color red make me feel like aggressive?
I think it's how senses correlate to each other, because it's like your ears linking up with your eyes.
Yeah.
The same way like your smell and your taste
right
or something.
That's really interesting, because I feel that in some capacity sometimes. Like you look at the blue ocean, like that video we were watching of them fishing. You look at the blue ocean, and it's kind of like you feel calm. I mean, I don't know, it might be different for everyone, but you at least feel something,
I think it goes to like serotonin in your head, like the feel good drug in your head.
Yeah.
That, like whenever you hear something that's on point and syllable wise, math wise, your head goes like, oh, it's like satisfying to you.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same as that. It's like your head kind of like your brain gives you an idea of what you're like listening to. And it might visualize it as red.
Okay.
And so it's
like
what the
brain,
color makes you feel almost.
Like your brain start like daydreaming, and you don't even realize it's doing it or something. As soon as you see a color or like you see ocean, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So Banshee, do you have like music in your pocket?
I have way too much music in my pocket.
Oh my god.
The reason I didn't drop a lot is because most of my life I did martial arts, and I taught kids from the age of 11 to 19, and those kids, honestly, like I raised those kids, and I came in there, I never cussed one word, I never did anything disrespectful or nothing like that.
You had to be clean.
And so whenever I'm thinking about what I'm going to drop, I just don't want to release anything that people are going to listen to, that especially that respect me and be like, oh, that's not the guy I know.
I feel that,
and
but there comes a point,
yeah,
which Zip might know this too, where you kind of just got to be like, all right, I know, Mom, Dad, you don't want me cussing on the internet, but also, you're gonna outlive them more than likely. You know what I'm saying?
Your music will outlive both of us.
Exactly.
I made a song about it.
if it's genuine and it's me, I shouldn't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
If it's something that I'm like putting on a front and saying this and that I really don't do, that's different. But if it's really me and I'm saying those things that are just like genuinely,
in a way, it's like you were saying, genuine. That's a really relevant saying for that, because like because at the beginning of my music journey, I kind of didn't cuss like at all, and then I kind of went too far, and then I kind of reeled myself back in, and now some of the last stuff I recorded, I'm barely even cussing in it. You know what I'm saying?
No, because cussing is shock appeal. It's sure. You hear it like as an undeveloped mind,
like rhyming shit with bitch, like like you
Yeah.
heard that so many times.
Shithead bitch.
Shithead bitch.
Like,
I mean,
Corbin King gave me shit about.
I love the fact that I have songs where I don't say a single cuss word in the whole thing. Then I have songs where it's like every other sentence is a cuss. But it's just kind of like a different genre. Like me and him just made a song that's like super hype, and I cussed a lot in that song, but really it's not like. It doesn't hurt your ears to hear it,
Yeah.
Instead of just like some people just say it too much just to rhyme with their words, so it's almost too much sometimes. But
it is relevant too, especially even with radio play. You have to make clean versions still. Like
that is true.
Zeller was telling me about that.
You can't make a song without cussing. You're not an artist.
You don't need it. It's unnecessary.
I just feel
so.
It's all about how the words you use too,
how you use it.
Like if you're somebody who likes to use cuss words in their music, that's okay. Like everybody's different with how they want to project how they feel and what they're going through in their music. Some people like to use more cuss words than others, and some people don't. I'm kind of like in the middle. Sometimes it's just really all about how I'm feeling. Like real recognize real. If you know what I mean?
And I don't even think about not cussing in some of the songs that I write. It just kind of happens.
I'll write a song and be like, hey, I didn't cuss in that. Like, look at that.
It just doesn't go. It just doesn't
I really
go with
took
the
time to structure like these stanzas.
Yeah, I'll show like my mom a song. She's like, hey, you didn't cuss. I'm like, I didn't. Like,
my mom's the same way.
she likes those songs more. So that's a whole audience to appeal to.
My parents being like Bosnian as hell.
Okay.
Whenever they hear like rap music, it kind of just like turns them off because they hear so much cussing, like, and it's not even like I don't notice it anymore when I hear it, but when they're listening to it and they hear
or a TV show, or something, like you'll just be chilling,
it's like they kind of cringe at it, and so
like we're so desensitized to
almost every song that I've showed them is the ones that I'm like calm spitting and it's not any cussing in it, and they seem to like it. My parents, I've honestly been surprised at how much support they've given me over this.
That's awesome.
Well, because they realize it makes you happy.
Yeah, and it's like
that's what matters.
I have a hobby now that I'm actually like interested in, and it's not something that I have to force.
Well, if you truly find a passion, like if somebody truly loves you, they're gonna support it if it's not destructive. You know, like,
I mean, like you were saying, the music thing is almost like your mixed martial arts thing too. Music is sort of a sport.
But
you
the
know?
difference, that's why I'm so surprised that they support this. The difference is they didn't support that at all. Of course, no
MMA,
mom, no
MMA.
dad want to see you get knocked out on.
True,
so
but
that's
it's also
different.
But
that was my biggest that's what I wanted to do with my life for the longest time. And
when did you stop?
I stopped about 2.5 years ago. I went to Bosnia, and a lot of stuff happened. I just kind of decided not to train anymore, and just kind of just take my life to a different path and get somewhere first before I can always do that. I feel like
if you do something like martial arts, if your heart is not in it, if your brain, you're gonna get knocked the fuck out. You're gonna get hurt.
And that's what I'm saying. I honestly almost
like if you're half-assing it in the ring, dude, you're like, I don't even want to be here.
I've made a lot of comparisons to like music and his martial arts and stuff. Like you said, it is kind of like a sport. And I lost what I was gonna say.
You gotta love it. Like,
I'm come back, man.
I'm not a competitive person at all, and I feel like my dad and my brother, everybody just super competitive in my family, and that just kind of turned me off from being competitive. Most of the time when I won something, or especially at championships in Taekwondo, like it'd be because my parents were there. If they weren't there, I wouldn't really care. I'd let the other person win because their parents are there.
For sure.
I wouldn't really mind giving it up. It doesn't mean too much to me to get a first place trophy and something that I'm not going to remember 2 years from now.
For sure.
I'd rather have somebody else get that confidence and motivation from it. So I don't think that martial arts was the right thing for me. I just think I was really good at it for no reason.
Okay.
It starts you with passion.
That's why I like this, because this is a way to express yourself, and
it's a challenge too. Well, it seems to me like you were sort of naturally good at it.
Yeah, I kind of jumped into it.
And with music, you might have some talent, but you got to craft it and make picture like a ball of clay, and you got to make the bowl out of it. You know what I'm saying? It's there.
Exactly.
You just got to form it.
My writing was always, I feel like, was pretty good, syllable wise, and how I put my flow together. But I just never thought I had what it takes to be a major rapper. I mean, a little white kid from Bosnia with no tattoos. Not, I mean,
that's why it's art. That's the important thing, is because people think I have to stay genuine or I have to you can play a character. I heard something about Elton John. He would create a character in his head every show and then be a different person on stage.
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj literally has multiple personalities.
Right. Yeah, that's
Roman.
Literally schizophrenic.
Yeah, and that makes her a good artist. You have to be crazy to be an artist.
Look at people like Tiger Woods. No, Tyler the Creator.
Tiger the Creator.
Yeah, Tiger the Creator.
Tiger King.
Yeah, Tiger King the
Joe
Creator.
Exotic the Creator.
What if Joe Exotic made a cover to Yonkers?
Bro,
he does make music.
I saw a bar graph for the Tiger King, and it was all these different things, the interest in the show goes down, and all this stuff. And it was his music slowly, you slowly start liking it throughout the show. You slowly accept, okay, I can listen.
But no, what I was saying though with Tyler though is you look at Igor and how he created a character for that.
Yeah.
And people like Lady Gaga, they do that stuff with
She's
every
one
new
of my
release
favorite
too.
artists.
That's why I hate when people are you have to be who you are. You have to stay true to yourself. It's no, you can. This is acting. You can be whoever you want.
So what you said, you got to be who you are. Well, fuck Tom Cruise then. Tom Cruise has played goddamn
every actor.
But he's 5'6". Literally half the actors that walk next to him have to either crouch or he has to wear it's kind of putting out a representation of somebody else when you're in that stage. And I feel like music is the most genuine way to express yourself and have people hear something that's actually about you instead of just what most mainstream rappers rap about. Those songs don't stick in your head. Those songs kind of get their hype, but they go away quick. It used to be like people who come to mind for me is like Tribe Called Quest, that kind of stuff, or Fugees. That really intellectual stuff used to be on the radio. It used to actually be popular. Now it's not, man.
They've monetized music for the club. It's if you make a club song, you can make money off that.
You can't go to the club.
And I mean, even think about this. Let's go back to the 60s and the 70s. The club music was disco stuff, It wasn't serving any I don't know. It wasn't there wasn't a whole lot of
informative
thought. Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of information. It was just, all right, let's dance.
Yeah, it just
which is cool.
Yeah,
which is cool.
Turn on Donna Summer. Yeah.
Most of Bosnian music right now, what they play in clubs is techno. They don't have hard drops.
I've noticed that Europe is like house music, like
it's house, yeah.
Oh, the house,
but the whole time,
especially French house, it's blowing up.
I remember when I was down there, and we actually, my brother-in-law, whenever my sister met him, and it's a cool love story. I'm not going to share right now, but anyway, they used to be kindergarten boyfriend and girlfriend, and we moved, and they came back, and he met her at the club, like he was a DJ.
Oh,
and he let me up there, and I started like playing some songs, like super hard drops, and I thought everybody was gonna love it because of the stuff they were listening to.
Yeah, because American EDM is like headbanging stuff.
And then when I played that,
yeah.
When I played that music, some people would get hyped, but then most of the people were like turned off. And I feel like mostly it was because they didn't know how to dance to it. They kind of felt uncomfortable. But also, I just feel like they're used to that kind of music. That's what they like, you know.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I mean, honestly, like with music, you're not going to get everybody to like your stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
And if you like it, if somebody else likes it, that doesn't mean that Joe across the street's going to like it. So
it's all about where you are and how you can read the room, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Let me ask y'all this. What's like a critically acclaimed movie that is almost widely known as just a good movie all the way around? What's one that y'all
The
can
Godfather.
Think of? Goodfellas. Yeah. Someone hates it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Sure. Exactly. That's why
like
the
we're
coolest
like,
thing.
like that's low key. Like it's almost a fact. That, that is a good
someone's
movie.
Gonna hate it.
But someone's still gonna be like, nah, I don't like it.
But what makes
not for them?
What makes stuff special is when those people that usually don't like that kind of stuff actually like Avatar. My dad hates science fiction movies that he can't put himself into.
Avatar's
so
very
he loves
well
Godfather.
Written, yeah.
He watched Avatar on 3D at the movie theater and didn't stop talking about it for like a month.
When something that's not necessarily niche kind of becomes like, or something that is niche becomes mainstream somehow. Like,
especially in a world where everything has to be remade and everything has to have a sequel after another. Can't wait for Fast and Furious 20.
Oh my gosh, they're never gonna stop, bro. I saw John Cena caught a car in the last one, like a whole car.
Oh, dude, I gave up. I gave up trying to. I don't even. There's
apparently gonna be in Dubai.
I saw that. I said,
Fast and Furious 5. Fast 5 was the best. After that, when they jumped off the building in Dubai with the car into another building, I was like, nah, this movie's not for me anymore.
All right,
they jumped off on that one.
Okay, Ben.
I hope you enjoyed this 9-year-olds.
That's literally what it's for. It's for kids.
For real, it's just kind of keeping it going. I mean, and that's the thing. It's like there's almost too much sometimes. You can leave shit as a legacy. Like let's say Star Wars, they could have kind of left it where it was at.
Man,
I left all the lore there. And stuff.
Torn. Yeah, dude, I could talk about. I mean, I got my C-3PO pop up here. I'm like a purist, a Star Wars purist. My grandmother literally saw all of them in theaters. Like grew up watching them on VHS and watched 1, 2, and 3 in theaters, and then the new ones in theaters. That's it. They could have went without this Disney saga.
I think they could.
But also, it was just maybe it was a good movie.
Yeah,
it was a good sci-fi movie.
I
but
still
it wasn't
watched
a good Star Wars movie.
Yeah, I still watched all of them just because
they
of
were
that
bottom
kind of
tier.
As a Star Wars purist, how do you feel about the prequels, Jar Jar?
But
could they have done without that?
whenever we were kids, Jar Jar was funny.
Lit, right?
He was
You
funny.
go back,
You're like,
what
dude,
am I
Jar
watching?
Jar.
You know what's really
trying
sad,
to
though?
swim like Jar Jar underwater.
You know what's really sad though is that George Lucas kind of regrets his decision for letting Disney buy him out, but he wanted all that money, or maybe I don't know. What? Here's my defense for the prequels. They still actually felt like Star Wars movies. These new ones don't. I'm not really a big fan of the new ones.
It's like they did fan service, but it just there's almost a point where doing fan service, they're not doing the right things for it.
There's no risk.
Yeah,
they're just it's the same storyline essentially. In the
it is,
like,
but it is.
But
the whole Rey being the main character and just being OP for no reason,
right? Like nothing.
Picks up a lightsaber the first time, boom, boom, boom.
The first time she touched, first time she touches a lightsaber,
she beats Kylo
Ren,
who's been
trained
practicing
with
for his whole
Luke.
life.
He's been training with all these people, and he just gets his ass whooped. You're like, are you gonna tell me at the end of this movie, or I gotta wait 4 more years to find out why?
I think he's kind of lame as a real villain compared to like Vader and
they end up falling in love and everything.
Now that made me upset. I was like,
I
what do you?
seen that.
Yeah, and then he dies right after.
I was like, what do you mean they're love interests? How does that even happen?
That's like Han Solo or no Luke and Leia. What's with the incest in Star Wars?
Well, no, they weren't actually related though. They weren't actually related.
Luke and Leia were.
No. Kylo and Rey weren't technically.
Okay.
Weren't actually.
I haven't seen the new
one. No, Luke and Leia, brother sister.
Because she's like
that was strange.
She's like Palpatine's granddaughter.
Yeah, she was. And then he was
right.
And then
you did not watch the last one?
I did not. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
well,
watching
sorry.
it right now.
Last one put stuff together for
but
you.
Kylo was a Skywalker. He was a Skywalker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know Star Wars people will love this part of the podcast.
Yeah. So
that's the thing about J.J. Abrams, though. Like, did you ever watch Lost?
I didn't watch it all, but like I get the
Lost,
gist.
So there's this great video on YouTube talking about how J.J. Abrams is a great filmmaker. He's really good at introducing ideas, but he doesn't know how to end them.
Yeah.
He knows how to introduce you and raise a bunch of questions, and he did that with The Force Awakens, but then they just threw that all away. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's my thing I hate about him.
This is a good ending point. Let's not wrap it up. Let's just
even real quick.
Talk about. Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say like Dragon Ball Super.
Oh, dude, I love Dragon Ball Super.
But it's like they need to go somewhere with that, where it's kind of
Tournament of Power.
Yeah,
awesome
dope.
idea.
I just hate half of the characters they put on there. They could have made them like badasses, but instead they chose like a girl that throws hearts at people. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that.
It's just like I feel like
I feel that.
Nowadays they need to do something different than that. You know,
dude. I got the Dragon Ball movies. I got the Broly on DVD, but dude,
Seinfeld.
Dude, you know who I got that from?
Fat Albert's Easter special.
Yes, bro. I got the most random collection of DVDs.
I love it.
Bro, you know who I got that Seinfeld collection from?
Oh,
Trey Schuler in high school.
Bro. Trey, he lived with me for a little bit.
I accidentally
shout out
Shu.
Shout out Schuler.
Bro, you want to know something that's super nobody knows about?
What?
I recorded an entire album of Trey Schuler's poems.
Oh, nice.
And I just played piano behind him and put some type in.
Very
stuff.
nice.
And it's the weirdest thing ever.
When was the last time you talked to him?
Like I texted him the other day. We were talking about anime, but
nice.
I haven't seen him like since he moved out. Really,
Schuler lived with this dude for like 6 months while I knew Zip, and I was over Zip's house all the time during that time. I met like Schuler twice, I think.
Schuler's doing well in quarantine, I think, because he's at home. You know, this is good for him.
Murfreesboro though.
No, he's in Murfreesboro. Okay. I think he got a little studio by MGSU.
What does he do? This is a side tangent. I'm sorry.
He's gonna be he's gonna be a therapist.
Oh,
he's
nice.
Studying right now at
dude,
MTSU.
You know how it is when you get out of high school, man. I mean, we ran into each other periodically, but dude, there's a whole shit ton of people who you haven't seen since
have
you
seen
graduated.
PJ Patterson or
no
Corbin?
I saw Corbin actually 2 weeks ago. We did a podcast.
Is PJ? We shouldn't be talking about
I don't know about PJ.
Shit on him.
Anyway,
what's up, PJ?
Yeah. So let's talk about Life Cycle. Whoever wants to tell me.
Life Cycle started about 2 years ago. It was a 2-year anniversary of our. What's today?
So 2018.
Today's the 16th.
Okay, 2 days from now will be our 2-year anniversary for our first art show.
2018.
Yes, 2018. It was. We went by the homies back then. They had a little house, the 406. Shout out to 406. We threw a little art show, invited all these local artists, and it went really well. And it was just free. I sold pot brownies there, which was great.
Nice.
And we had all this stuff.
It's all business.
It was, man. No, we get to it, but we're really overall what we're doing is we want to create just a platform for local artists to present their art, no matter what medium they may choose to present. We have painters at our shows. We'll have rappers. We had a saxophone player. We have fire twirlers. We have live stuff going on.
My platform, in a way,
it's getting artists
I just
out
don't
there.
have a team.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying. Me and Sibo, one of the first conversations we had, we worked at Burger Republic together.
Okay.
And I met her, and she had this bright red hair. I remember talking to her, and I was like, I just need to know this girl. And so we started talking, and one of the first conversations was like, we have this similar dream, but we're like, we just need a team. And she was like, yes, that's what I've been on recently. And so that's what we've kind of been doing the past 2 years is building our team.
Nice.
And we'll have local vendors do stuff at our shows and stuff.
Like what?
Yawoot, Amari's brother. Dale, he sells clothes online. Yeah, we have these buttons that they were selling last time, locals only. They have a lot of great stuff that they sell at our shows. Then we'll have the food vendors, people like local eateries and stuff. I forget the name of the last one.
Dude, just go ahead.
Yeah, I'm really bad with the names, so I can't shout everybody out. I wish I could shout out.
Okay, so essentially, for break it down to people, you will rent out a place.
Yeah, we rent out a place.
Basically have a party.
Yeah, essentially. And it's just to promote local art.
A venue. Dope.
So we've been bouncing around. Actually, and the funniest part about all this is the way it really got started was we had that first show, and then there was this event that we work through in Nashville. And my buddy John, they were basically throwing money at people. They said, if anybody has a really good business idea, get on stage, pitch it, we'll give you money. We'll
fund it.
Yeah. And Ashton Kutcher was actually hosting it.
What?
Yeah. Yep. So my buddy John got up on stage, and we had just thrown one show, and Ashton Kutcher was trying to get it out of him, like, what do you need? Like, why are you up here? But he just put his hand up quick, was the really and he ended up saying, basically, give us a venue. And Ashton Kutcher was like, done. You got our venue. You got access to our facilities for a full year.
That is awesome.
We got to like meet there, and then we threw a show at the end of the year at WeWork that they like funded and stuff, which was really awesome. And
which I didn't make because my dad had a tennis tournament, but I really would have loved to.
I was there though, and that was really my first big introduction to LYFCYCL was at the Fields event. And
when was that? How long ago was that?
I made. I took some footage I shot and made it and edited something for him.
Awesome
for
video
the
for
energy video, but oh my gosh, like. The energy in that room that night was just incredible, and I felt like we were tapping into something really big.
I'm telling you, we really bring out a really cool crowd. Like everybody is it's eclectic people. It's people that you wouldn't see out normally. I feel like
nobody that's judging you negatively. It's
it's
all
positive.
nothing
but good
it's
energy.
all love.
Awesome.
Like absolutely.
Yeah, we actually had a guy who suffers from real bad anxiety pass out at one of our shows.
Oh wow!
And
just got overwhelmed.
Yeah, and I mean he was having a good time, and I think he was drinking and stuff, but he passed out and he woke up. And he came up to me later and he goes, yo, I just want to let you know, like, I mean, I have social anxiety. I've passed out before. He goes, I've never been somewhere that I've passed out and woken up and still felt comfortable. Like, I didn't feel judged at all.
Okay,
like, people were helping me. And I was like, that's our show, man. That's what we do.
Man. Here, come on,
Thank you for the water.
And it's like, he still felt loved even though he had a moment. It's like, that's the energy we
that
attract at our
festival
shows.
vibe, you know? When you go to a
honestly,
festival.
it's a festival energy.
It's like a mini Bonnaroo.
You don't have to look behind you when you're at a festival, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody there is trying to have a good time. And, you know, there might be some pickpockets, might be some kind of petty crimes.
No, there will not be any petty crimes.
I
actually left my camera at a show and I thought someone stole it, and then I found out my buddy picked it up that I barely knew, and he's like, yo, I found this by my stand. I just want to make sure no one else took it. It's yours though. I know. Like, I was like, yes. Like
that's
for
what
a
the world
second
needs,
I doubted
man.
the people at our show, and then no way, man.
That's what the world needs. That's what our generation is going to bring. Is like the people back in the day thought peace was impossible to get just because there's bad people in the world, but only reason there's bad people in the world is because of the rules and regulations you put on people in this world.
I feel like the 2020s is gonna be like the 60s.
Yeah, it has to be a change, a mindset.
You know what I'm saying? It's like the age of Aquarius.
The paradigm shift, man.
Paradigm shift.
We have a song actually that we're probably gonna have to put out.
I mean, I don't necessarily play. I mean, we can if you want. I've never really done it. We can. You can just put your phone up to the mic, but I'll link. If you got, for those who don't know, we'll whenever I do like a podcast, I'll make a blog post and then I'll like do the link to the Apple, the Spotify, the YouTube, and then I'll put whatever.
We got one song that we're all three on together.
I mean, if you want to play something, we can. I mean, you can put it up to the
do
mic.
it like the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
You want to play it and just like cut it like out of it?
No,
or something?
just play it on the mic.
We'll do it.
Yeah, dude.
Right, fuck it.
Give him a little snippet.
Yeah. While he's getting that together, though, like after we did the Fields event, we did an event in October called Energy, and that was probably our biggest turnout yet.
That was great.
We had so many people come through to that event. How much money did we make?
We ended up pretty much breaking even, honestly, at the end of it, because we had to buy 2 more hours from the guy because he was trying to kick us out, and then we burned a hole in the floor with the hookah. So I had to pay him for that.
It's almost worth it. It's like,
was worth
you're not looking for profit when you
Where
do
was
that.
that at?
DMG Studios in Nashville.
Nashville,
I think they actually might have closed down, or they sold the property to somebody else. But it was a cool little location. It was really they had a white wall that went from the floor connected to the wall, it was smooth. You know what I mean? And it was like almost like rounded. So it was really for like models, like photo shoots and stuff. But we did a whole show there, and it was awesome.
You know that venue that I had my show at, Riding Hour in Murphy?
I talked to them, actually.
You guys,
we're going to throw a show there.
You guys need to, literally DJ just did that on his own. And
I talked to DJ
about
DJ?
That.
Yeah.
DJ Watkins?
Yeah, I talked to DJ about that. He told me probably like a week before he actually did your podcast, we talked about it.
It
was dope, man.
That is something you guys should really look into, because
we actually have a whole concept that we kind of built together while we were there. We took a tour during that show.
Yeah.
And
I did
actually,
too. They have great facilities.
There's a girl that works there named Shannon McNeil. I don't know if you met her when she was there. She was actually my lab partner at MTSU. She works there. I was like, yo. She's like, let me give you a tour. I was like, yeah. But the concept we're going to go with there is we want to have a competition. I guess is kind of the first way to break it to people, I guess.
Okay.
Is we want to have a competition. We're going to have, because they have like 5 different studio rooms there. We're going to put a producer in each room, and you're going to come with a song, record it that day, and perform it that night. And then cool. Whoever wins the competition will win like some free recording equipment or some prizes and stuff.
Yeah, because that's cool. The whole thing. You got a lot of people, especially in this mid-state area, who are trying to break out into the music scene. So it's like, why not give you a platform? You think you have the best stuff? Come show us. Yeah. And then you can come perform it on stage that night, and whoever, like you said, wins gets like maybe a cash prize.
That's cool. Like a care Yeti or so. I was thinking a Yeti, like some actual recording equipment. So really for people that want to really get started in this, like
that's why I respect this shit right here, because this is it's a cycle. Life's a cycle. So you give, you're gonna get in return sooner or later. And it might not be today, might not be tomorrow, and you can't expect it back in return. But it's gonna come. It's like you're never gonna be broke if you give out all your money. I feel that way completely, because those people that you've helped out, those people will always be there to help you if they have that right kind of appreciation.
Yeah. Once more into
if not, you just know you're helping the wrong people.
Just like I said last time I was on here, man. Once more into the fray. Oh yeah, every day, always.
Yep. So yeah, Zip, go ahead and play a little bit of that.
Oh yeah, it's called Paradigm Shift. This is all three of us on it. I actually made this beat too. So
we were at Whiskey Dick's, right? And
weirdest night, bro.
We sat at one table out in the smoking section of Whiskey Dick's for like 4 hours, and everybody from that bar, I feel like, was just attracted to our energy, and they just kept walking up to us and just giving us like more positive energy to deal with.
We had a weird energy that night.
As soon as we left that, I feel like as soon as we left that table, stuff went downhill. But still, the fight and all that stuff. Yeah, I had to break up a fight and talk to cops and stuff, but really, like, it was still good energy I was getting, and giving. And we went back to Zip's house that night, which is usually when we do it at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And we made, I love this song just because it's just it's different.
It goes all over the place.
It's very out there.
Right. I almost wouldn't call it a rap song.
All three of you guys are on it?
Yeah.
Yes. And I think me and you kind of switch parts in this one too, because like I feel like I usually bring a darker, gritty energy to my music, and he always brings the positive, uplifting stuff. And he did the gritty, I did the positive stuff.
Sure. Yeah, dude, go ahead and play something.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm a
with the chit chat, get your peel back with the Mac, with the kickback, get your team whack, in your mismatch, get your shit snatched, pull me back with the switch dash, get your whiplash. Hold it, I'm golden, the go and I told it, the cocaine get holding, I know that I'm dozing, frozen, I'm molten, doses are potent, it's 4 in the morning, but 4 in the morning. I'm slow, but I'm flowing, no overdosing, I focus, my focus is potent, no hocus pocus, bitch on your hypnosis, my flow is ferocious, you know that you broken. I wish you heard me, I wish you thought twice. Careful, I wish you would talk nice. Hurting me out of here, we ride sweet ride bikes to the morning. In my arms just soaring, your last man was boring. That's not me, I'm being cocky, someone stop me, yeah. So much I don't even know. Finding meaning when the sun never ever flows. I see the clouds, I see the rain. Do you feel the pain like Bruce Wayne? Bad man on Cal, I'm a coward. Powered by the hour in a tower with a shower. That bitch, that's me. I'm covered in weed, not the TV show, but bitch better sing. La-dee-da, no bop with pop. Andy Griffin getting wicked, shot the sheriff with a cop. Bang, bang, dead, bullet in head. Slow it down, pull it down, go fill up with my talent. Like I usually once said, empty cups are filled with balance, not so low. All my shit you shake just like my chalice. Holy grail when I'm spitting while I'm chilling in my palace. Meditate when I rhyme, make your mind filled with truth. That is mine, this is mine, she is mine, she's cute. I'm not chasing after happiness, I'm through with my pursuit. I'm moving with the beat while I eat the bitter fruit. I know that you want, I know that you want, I know that you want to fall in love. I know that you want, I know that you want, I know that you want to fall in love. I know that you want, I know that you want, I know that you want to fall in love. I know that you want, I know that you want, I know that you want to fall in love. It's not that easy, you gotta work just a little bit, yeah. But just keep going, I promise that you don't get it if you just don't quit. Yeah, just don't drop on me. Started from the bottom, now I'm on top.
Nice little tidbit I'll add at the end about this.
Just keep working, just keep going for certain. I mean, I know that you don't know what you wanna be. I know that you don't know who you are. It's okay, you're gonna be a star. It's okay, I promise that you're gonna go far.
And that was Paradigm Shift. That's
Paradigm Shift. Very nice.
Oh, no.
None of those yet.
That's some Zip Nox stuff we can't drop yet.
Yeah.
But fun little tidbit about
ahead.
that at the end on the last verse is while Zip was recording that, Sandro was teaching me some self-defense techniques.
You can hear it in the
we got it
background
all
with headphones.
like in the back. You can hear it in the background.
That's cool.
It's just like part of the song. Nobody's gonna know
What
what
is
was
it
going
saying?
on.
Because I was like, I don't know that you want to fall in love, and there's a break, and you can hear y'all talk in every break. You can hear like a word. You hear, you hear Bonnaroo, one word.
I was showing him like chi manipulation.
background chatter.
Yeah, it's
That's really cool.
I try to
he
keep
was
some of that
teaching me
stuff in
like
my
how to
music.
like channel like my energy and how like some really cool moves.
Yeah.
Like, something like to do with what was this?
Just, like, to get out of like hand grabs and stuff, which is
Yeah.
mostly like I feel like women's self defense does great with that because guys whenever they fight they just throw hands immediately, but girls be like grabbing hair and grabbing shirts and tearing their bras off.
That's my purse.
Which is great and all, but
I don't know you. If anybody's seen King of the Hill,
That's funny.
that was one of my like backup plans forever was to open up a karate school and just teach self defense mostly to like women and older people and stuff. And,
Yeah, dude, for sure.
But honestly, I just feel like I'm going down the right path right now. Everything that I did last year, which is mostly not sleep, everything that I did, I just felt like I had to do in that time. That was like where I was supposed to be in the moment. Those times where I didn't go home and had to go to work at 7 a.m, you know, I still woke up ready to go, and it just reinforced the idea that this is actually what I'm supposed to be doing.
That's awesome.
You know?
That's awesome that you guys are coming together and collaborating, because I feel like even when I was even making music, I was doing it fucking by myself.
Yeah.
And
It's that J. Cole mindset.
I mean, yeah, but it's not. It wasn't even always intentional. If you know what I'm saying. I wasn't like, fuck you guys, I'm about to do this alone.
So you wanted the control, though. You know, it's like
That's why I got my laptop.
Yes,
because
but
I can have
also
control.
I feel. Look, I was a guest on a pod. You know Evan Murray Dupree?
Oh, Evan
I
Dupree?
did. Yeah.
Oh,
I did his podcast via Zoom last weekend, and at the end, I asked him. I was like, all right, guys, give me like some business advice, you know, because like what are you guys doing to push your craft? What are you guys doing to build a good foundation for your shit? And I was just telling them, like, basically I'm at the point now where I'm doing this stuff on my own, basically, and I can't just keep holding people's hands and just being like, all right, let's go.
No, I understand.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Well, but-
like, let's do it.
So
Are you ready?
here's a good example. So I don't want to diss y'all or anything, but like when I first met both of y'all, I was holding your hand in a weird way. You know what I mean? When it came to music, just music. You know what I mean? And y'all both like y'all don't need me at all anymore.
But that's why
y'all have your complete own sound.
Now when I mix
awesome.
my own music at home, it literally like I have things of him that I do in that music.
Yeah,
and
When I bought my guitar, this dude told me something interesting, and this goes to kind of developing your own craft.
Yeah.
When I bought the guitar, I was thinking about getting guitar lessons because the guy at the shop was really highly recommended online and stuff. And they said this dude was over there just trying out a new guitar, and I walked over. I was like, "Hey man, you got any advice? You fucking shred.
How do you figure this
literally,
thing out?
the dude's just feeling a guitar out, and he was like, "All right," because I was thinking about getting lessons. He said, "Don't do lessons, not off the bat." And I was like, "Why?"
Okay.
He goes, "Get your guitar, feel it out, find your own style of playing." He goes, if you take lessons right off the bat, you'll adapt somebody else's style, and you'll be less original.
Sort of like, this is relevant to us, sort of like pitching or hitting. Not everyone's going to have the same wind up.
Everybody has a different arm style.
Everyone has a different swing.
Yep.
I mean,
well, martial arts, when I was teaching kids,
same too, yeah.
There were some kids that would learn the way I teach them, and there were some kids that don't, and I had to go about a whole different way of teaching. That's why I feel like we're missing in school.
You might be teaching him right-handed stuff, but he might actually be left-handed.
I'm left-handed, and that's
exactly.
But I just feel like that's what they don't teach in school: the different varieties of learning. And I feel like a lot of those kids get left behind because they might even have a better way of learning than a lot of other people, and they have a fucking like a photographic memory, but the school doesn't teach that. They teach how to do it this way, and
they think they know what's right.
Common core.
Yeah. Well, see, so this is actually
middle-class workers.
This is actually a point I really wanted to get out on the podcast too, because it's something I believe like to the core of who I am. Like the thing that separates music from everything else. Yes, music is a sport. It is a lot like sports, but there still is like a wrong way to throw a baseball. If you just get on the mound, throw it in the center field.
Yeah, that's the wrong way.
That's the wrong way. And then my buddy's really into cars, and he has the same passion for cars that I have for music, and I love it. And that made me see cars as an art form. Somebody can look at a car and like take it apart with their eyes the way I can hear a song. And take it apart. But the difference is every time he makes a car, he got to put that screwdriver in and turn it right. If you turn it left, it ain't gonna work.
Yeah, it's not gonna
music.
work.
You could throw away the screwdriver. You could use a jackhammer. You could use a gorilla. Yeah. There is literally no way to make music wrong.
And with music, if everybody makes the same stuff over and over again, it's gonna get old.
Yes.
Right. The stuff that gets the biggest and the artists that get the biggest is the different.
But the thing about music is you can even. I went to a festival in Louisville that was Abbey Road and the River. An entire festival dedicated to Beatles cover bands. Nothing but Beatles cover bands.
I bet it was
none of them had original music. They just covered Beatles stuff, and they all were successful.
You know what got me away from actually trying to do music like at a younger age? So when I was writing, I realized that a lot of the music that I was listening to, I'm like, dude, I like those bars. I wish I wrote those. And I've always felt like, it was gonna run out. Like I wasn't gonna be able to like have words to say that's not gonna copy somebody else's.
You're always learning.
Yeah, it's always. And I realized when I was working with him is like, no matter if you sit there for 4 hours and write a song, or if it takes you 20 minutes, you're gonna always make something different.
I'm at the point
and it's never gonna be the same. Some artists make the same kind of flow and stuff, but it's always different no matter what.
But that's why collaboration is cool, because like I've seen you use like multiple. You've used a certain verse you wrote over a couple of times on different beats, and it let me really see how like it could play different. Right. But like.
So I write a verse sometimes fast and do it on a slow, like focus. The whole chorus was meant to be fast as hell, but I did it super slow and I left it like that. I kind of like.
See, I never do that anymore. Try different verses out there because I literally like my whole process. I find a beat, I write it, I record it that day. I don't even like write anymore and record it later. It's just like I write. I feel
like that's why I haven't dropped a lot of stuff. I feel like I haven't figured out my exact sound that I want to put out
process.
Yet. And I feel like I almost never will at that point.
But that's why you gotta get the first one out. Yeah, like once you get that first project out,
I like
because I did
recently the stuff that I've been dropping. Though, like not dropping, but the stuff that I've been making, I feel the confidence in my voice. I hear it, and that's kind of making me feel like I'm close. That's why us dropping this project soon is gonna be, it's gonna be something special, just because it's gonna be the first one I drop, and I'm not really too worried about it anymore. When I first started making this, I'm like, I'm not gonna drop any. I'm just doing it for fun, just to hear myself. I want to when I'm 60 years old, I can literally listen to this stuff back from when I was 20.
It's time travel.
That's dope. Like my dad, he always loved singing and stuff, but they didn't have this back in the day. And nowadays we can literally make a song in 20 minutes, which would take them 2 years to make.
A lot of money.
It'll last longer.
A lot of money.
Those things they worked years for.
That's why and to tie all this back in with what everybody was saying, like you were talking about in the beginning, like I was kind of like on my training wheels, and you're trying to find your voice. That's kind of how it was. Like when we first made our first project, like I wasn't really sure what I was doing. I was very scared about doing it. And then I got my own equipment because I really wanted this. And I put out a few tracks, and I don't have them up anymore. But when I made Ghosted, it was like everything clicked then.
Right.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, I know what my sound is. I know what I'm doing now, and now I have a frame of reference to go back to in case I ever get lost.
I think that really goes to speak to collaboration too, because like that's something that I feel the same way as you in a lot of ways. Like, I don't want anybody to touch my mix. Like if you fuck with my mix, don't touch my mix. Like I know that's people want to say, oh, make my shit sound like this, make it sound like that, but it's like just let me do.
And I actually touched your mix on the light stuff.
It's your bars though, and it's on your laptop, so it's okay.
And I mixed his vocals on Cold Case.
Even then, I was like, what'd you do? Like
even then, you said what'd you do, but I honestly, all I did was like one of the ad-libs that he did.
It was
but I immediately told him.
And it worked. It's something I wouldn't have done, but it worked.
It's just something that when I hear it, like I feel like we have the same ear for music almost when it comes to like hearing stuff that should be changed or should be this way and whatever. And so whenever I heard that, I was like, I'm just going to do this real quick. And it's on my laptop, so I was like, mess it. And I kept the other one that he did as well.
We came up with a term. We say pajamas.
Pajamas.
I said, yo, what's the first? Because I thought about this concept, and I was like, what's the first word that comes to your head? He said pajamas. I was like, that's the word from now on.
You know what's funny about that?
If we say pajamas, that's like, I'm about to give you some constructive criticism. I'm not trying to step in your shoes, but hey,
I love you. I don't hate you.
Yes, pajamas. Try this out.
Take this positively. It's like that's a positive way to take it. Because when you tell somebody like you don't like their stuff or something, it can go negatively. But when you're telling them like, hey, you should do this to make it sound better, it's constructive.
That Tech 9 line in that Kendrick song, he's like, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. Everybody's like that, bro.
But see, they mentioned the pajamas thing. Like when they told me about that, that's what sparked the inspiration for me to make that song, Pajamas.
Seriously?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's why the inspiration. But that's why collaboration works, man. Like it's really hard to just. And I've been having like a mental block lately, and it's a lot of it has to do with this coronavirus stuff because we haven't all been able to hang out. But yeah, it's hard to sit in front of a computer and try to get feedback from a computer when you're trying to make up stuff. Like collaboration all the way through to the end because it'll help you grow.
When I really realized how important collaboration was, and it might be cliche or whatever, but watching Bohemian Rhapsody, that movie.
I haven't seen it.
Bro, watch it. I'm telling you, you'll get what I'm talking about. Because Queen was this amazing band. And actually, they were a band, and then they got Freddie Mercury, and then that's what made it work, because he had a crazy talent.
Oh, dude.
But
he's the best vocalist
Queen,
ever.
like, once Freddie got bigger than the group at one point, and he said, fuck this, I'm going to do a solo career. And it did not work. Even though he was the most talented, even though Freddie was Queen.
The guy.
Like, he tried to be solo, and it's not what worked. The collaboration within Queen is what made Queen Queen. Yep. Like, when he didn't have his bandmates to push him, when everything was his decision, everybody around him was like, yeah, you're Freddie Mercury, I'll do what you want. The producers did everything he wanted.
But think about how they
his
made that
bandmates
music.
pushed him, and that's what made it.
A bunch of yes men.
Yeah, when they made that music, they didn't all go home and write their separate guitar verses and the guitar stuff, and they all did it together. And then having all those brains together is what does that for you. And especially even if you don't get constructive criticism for somebody, you might do something different just because they're there.
Yeah.
When I'm home, like, I have a whole different voice sometimes when I'm rapping. But when I get with Zip and get on his mic, I know that I have like a limited time to do my stuff, so I do it the way that I feel like it's gonna be the best. When I'm home, I experiment. But the problem is, like, almost the best stuff that I make comes from Zip's mic, just because I'm doing it in the moment. I feel like this is the best way I'm gonna do it. That's it. But
you let me do my thing too. You know what I mean? I've got used to mixing your vocals because you've let me.
What I'm excited about, I'm not honestly, like, I wouldn't be mad ever if I didn't make it as an artist. I wouldn't be mad if everybody hated my music. The main reason that I'm doing this, I'm gonna start a club here in the next 3-4 years, and I was gonna do that in Nashville or something, but I'm gonna do it in Murfreesboro because all we have here is Gyms, Level 3, Whiskey Dicks, all owned by like 60-year-old old dudes that play
that's why I was
country
trying
music.
to talk about Ride Now earlier, because it's like a cool little spot. They got a big ass stage.
I love their venue.
They have studios, they have conference rooms, and it's in Murfreesboro, you know.
And that's
Plus,
what I'm saying.
they have that huge parking lot, and I didn't.
For sure.
They have that huge parking lot where you can. We were talking about this when we were there. You could have like a bunch of food trucks and vendors there and stuff like that, and do like a ring.
I don't want to be afraid to do something different. Gyms, Whiskey Dish, you're gonna go there. It's gonna be the exact same every time. Don't expect anything different.
The beer's gonna taste the same.
It's the same.
It's gonna smell the same.
I want to go over there. I want to have a different rapper every weekend. I want to have a different EDM artist every weekend, and I want to have people there that are genuinely there to have a good time. I don't want anybody there to like cause problems or something. I just want everybody to have a good time. And whatever, I'm going to take suggestions. Like if somebody says you should do this, I would take that in stride and be like, yes, I'll try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. That's why I love the fact, because I was going to do this before I started the plumbing company. And I did the plumbing company. It's my parents and everything, my family, we did it together just because, you know, we had people to work with, collaboration. And I want to do the music now. Like I wanted to do a club before. I just realized I was going to do it alone. Now, like, that's why I feel like everything came to me at the right time. All these people to do music, I never even knew about all these people. Like you said, he's trying to get local artists out with LYFCYCL. I never knew about any of those people.
Right.
And I never would have known if I didn't really meet him or he didn't do this.
The dots.
That's the biggest
now I have
thing.
people that do events, run events. I have people that do music. I have people that rap. And I can put everybody out there, but also be, you know, promoting myself and them at the same time. And I feel like that's the best thing to do here, because Murfreesboro, Nashville, and y'all all, we have a big music scene that's not publicized. It's not out there in the world.
And you got to help each other.
If you really want to break into it, you want to find people to help you with. If you really want to find networking opportunities and stuff, I'm telling you, come to LYFCYCL events, because that's where I've met more people than I can count through these events.
If you're feeling like you're in it alone,
I've
doing music alone.
Well, but I've seen so many people too. Like I've seen how our events has helped artists progress in their career. Like there's these two artists, Solo Gray, shout out Solo and Mama. They actually met at one of our events and they started dating, and they've made all this music now together.
That's
and like,
awesome.
I'm telling you, and like all these people have met at our events and started working together.
Shout out King MC.
We're doing more than we even see, and I see a lot. You know, like
if I went home half the times I felt like I should have went home, I wouldn't be, you know, where I'm at. I wouldn't even be here right now.
The night always starts with Sandro saying, I can't stay too late tonight, and then it ends with him leaving at like 7 a.m.
I leave when I have to be at work, you know.
And that's the
best
biggest
part.
thing. Yeah, that's the biggest thing about all of us and everybody in our whole team. And I almost call us a family at this point, because we've known each other for so long.
It's crazy.
Especially me, and I know you do too, I have a very big open door policy. Like if you want to work, if you want to make music, bring me an idea and let's get it going. Like even
same
right
thing
now,
with friendships. I see that with you. Is like this man came with like open arms just as a friendship. You know, he's open. Like I felt like when I walked up to him and started talking to him, there was no barriers. There was no him trying to be a different person. Genuinism. Same thing with this guy's. Like we sat there. There's been many times at 4 a.m. where we sit there and have a 2-hour talk. When I said I have to go home, and we sit down like, oh, this is what this is. It's all about
minds expand each other, you know.
And it's stuff that it's inside your head, but you don't even know it's inside there until you get it out, which is the best part about having friends like this. Because you have friends that, you know, you just go out and party with, but that's different because you're trying to put on a different persona. Every time I even go out, I put on a different persona. Everybody does, I feel like, because
I feel like real friendship is like when you can sit and talk with people for hours on end about like the universe and all that.
Exactly.
Stuff, man. Get real deep.
Well, it's honestly it's being able to talk your truth and like let yourself hear it in a way almost, because nothing resonates with me more than when I repeat something enough and then I stick it. And so you got to have people you're comfortable with expressing your truth around, so you can really figure out what your truth is.
I don't sit there and think or even talk about the law of attraction to myself. But so many times we brought that idea up, and it's like it can come in if you think about it or if you don't think about it. I didn't think about what I was doing this whole time, but I realized that all those times that I really wanted to start a club back in the day, I would have failed by now. But now that I have all these people around me that know what they're doing and that can help me, that actually truly love me. I had a whole friend group that they were all older than me. They didn't do anything. Like, they're all still doing the same things in their life. And if you guys are watching this, I'm sorry for saying it, but it's kind of true. Yeah. Tell me if you're doing something different.
Truth hurts,
you know,
man.
They all fits, man. Never did them dirty. Like, I treated them like family. And when I treat somebody like family, I give them everything. I'll give them my last dollar just so they have a good time that night. And
it's all love.
Those people did me dirty in a way that I can't. Like, the next day I was mad and stuff. Won $5,000 off a scratch off. Shout out to Zach. We went out and bought some stuff, and my business started 3 days after. And I realized those people were really just jealous that I was actually making steps in my life. But when I met these people, they first of all get motivation from me, I feel like. Second of all, I can literally give them most of the stuff that they need, but they appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Appreciation is the biggest thing to me. I'll give you my last dollar as long as you don't call me tomorrow and be like, hey, I need another dollar.
Right.
You know, it's like if you realize it's my last dollar.
Some motherfuckers need $1 every day.
Some people would love to take advantage of people like me, and I you know, that's the same thing with you guys. You guys are giving. If I ask you guys for something, if I need something, I know you guys are going to be there. That's why I don't have a mind to give you guys anything you guys need.
That's the biggest thing, because, you know, like if one of us succeeds, any of us,
we all
succeed
for sure.
Because you know, like you always, that's the biggest thing somebody taught me who's been in the business for a long time, is never forget where you came from.
Yep.
Never forget where you came from. Never forget the people who helped you get to where you are today, and always be thankful, always be humble for everything you get. Because you never know. It may not even be here tomorrow.
Yep. I might be talking too much when I made that Light Stuff song.
That shit's hard.
So it's a hard song, and as soon as I sent him a Snapchat of it, he's like, I want to be on it. He got on it. He was like, he told me in the car when we listened to it, he's like, when you make it big, bro, don't forget about me. And I didn't even elaborate. I didn't even say nothing about that. But I just want to let you know, like, this is your dream. When I hopped into this was your dream all along. This is not even my dream. It's something I like doing and I feel like I'm good at. But if I make it, I really am going to get the most benefit and most happiness from seeing you succeed as well.
Bro,
Sandro's rolling.
I'm going to make it too. I'm just like, you might make it first. That's, you know.
Yeah, either way, we're going to
Sandro's on a roll. When he gets into these long talks, he never stops, man.
Hey, that's
why I love him.
That's the beauty. I wanted to create Slightly Daily. I wanted to create this platform. I mean, this is basically my mission statement, is to like show people that someone's watching, someone cares. Like, you know, I might go write a article about, because I started it as a blog. I might go write an article about Lady Gaga or the Titans, but also I want to go cover a Central Magnet game, you know, or, you know, I want to write
too big for anything.
Yeah, I want to write an article about a Leeroy Nox.
People,
you know what I'm
saying?
And I appreciate every single one of those.
Yeah, man, and dude, it helps me.
Look at how Usher found Justin Bieber. Right?
YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, he found him off of something. He wasn't big yet, but now he's bigger than Usher.
Hey, I got two Slightly facts for the podcast. I wanted to drop.
Go ahead.
Here we go.
First of all, I want to give you props for like doing your thing, because like you were a big inspiration for me too, bro. Like real shit.
That.
Like I you know, music's always been my thing, but like you helped me realize that it was an option. Even like seeing you performing them 615 shows and shit. I was like, bro, this man, he's on the baseball team. He can do that. I can do it too. Fuck it, like, you know. And that shit was, bro. But people respected you so much for that, because you did your thing. You know what I mean?
Putting yourself out there.
Whether you look back at it and cringe or not, like we respect that.
You like, really, even if you put yourself off in a bad light, like people still look at that, and it's something that they won't be able to do because they don't have the confidence.
Because they didn't do it. They look at like, oh, I didn't do do it.
Yeah,
I'm lame.
And you might
He's
think
cool.
that they're like, oh, he's lame because he's saying this or that, but no, man, it's like people respect
you and Parker Productions be getting it, man.
Yeah,
bro. I got that guitar for my birthday, and I performed 2 weeks later with it.
Yeah,
like I'd never really played guitar.
Sweet.
I wrote a song, performed 2 weeks later with it.
my first
and these
performance on
guys
that,
like,
too.
and it was funny because this dude had this big board that we did a whatchamacallit, we did a pre-show thing like the day before and got all my vocals right, had everything perfect for my songs, and then he was like, oh, by the way, they don't let me use the board over here. So we didn't have the board. The whole pre-show was completely trash. So the audio was trash during the show.
Yeah.
And I was just playing my guitar. It did not sound good. These two guys finally at the show like, dude, that was so good. Oh my god.
I felt it.
Little did they know I was like,
I
I
felt
had this
it.
guitar for 2 weeks, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm just
oh yeah, I know, right? I've been doing
I
this
did
shit.
my shit and they respected it, and I love that.
That's awesome.
Okay, second Slightlee fact I have. This man coined quite possibly my favorite baseball term of all time, which is on senior night, Slightlee, quote unquote, gangbang the infield. And if you would like to elaborate on
Man, I had a base hit in each gap.
Yep.
Each hole
4
of the
hole,
infield.
5 hole, 6 hole. Gang bang the
I
infield.
never got to play, and on senior night, I got to DH. I had 3 hits.
Yeah.
Boom.
I've never heard anything so
Hall of
poetic.
I did that.
Yeah, bro.
So yeah, Sandro was talking about steps. I guess we're at an hour.
Oh wow!
Boom,
Already?
just like that. Yeah.
You serious?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real, man.
I'm looking
So
at the timer.
Sandro was talking about steps. I guess we can go down the couch. What's
Yeah.
the next step for you, Zip, and then we'll go down. What's the
All
next?
right, well,
What's
our next
what-
step kind of
what's
moves together.
directly-
I feel like
Yeah, for
we
sure.
actually have a project we're gonna drop like in the next few days probably.
dope?
It just came up last week. Like,
Yeah,
let's do it.
We
Yeah,
got
we have
art
so many
for it
songs
because
together.
I was making this project called Misfits and Time Travelers that I'm gonna put that out later.
Okay.
I just want to get all these local artists on it and just
For
drop
sure.
a
He
big
already
project.
does have a lot of.
It's already over
people on
30
it.
songs and shit. So
Wow.
I'm
Yeah, it's
gonna-
got Amari, Devon, everybody on it.
Wonderful.
everybody,
Yeah,
bro.
everybody.
And but me and him have been making so many songs exclusively that I'm gonna take a few songs off that and then the rest of our songs, and we got a whole project easy.
Yep.
So we're gonna drop something real soon. We're still figuring out
Title?
Yeah, we're working on a title because we have the art and everything, and we have the sound. We just really need to listen to
Yeah.
it a couple
Yeah,
more
Dude,
times.
maybe master some songs.
Whenever
and-
I make music, dude, literally the last thing I do is title it.
Yeah.
Literally, I'm like,
Mhm.
all right, I'm about to put this song out, and I'm on SoundCloud like, what do I call this?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
literally
Exactly.
that's literally me.
You know Keem the Cypher? He's
Uh,
Isaiah Rashad's little brother, actually.
No, I don't,
He
actually.
he used to live with Trey Schuler.
Mm.
Or no, they were. Actually, I don't know if he moved in or not. I don't know, but yeah,
Yeah.
he's cool with Trey. But he does that. He makes beats and he leaves them all as like the date, and the day
Yeah.
he releases them, he names all of them. Brothers.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's kind of dope. Like I like that.
That's what I do. So project, you guys collab
Yeah, collab.
collab tape.
Well,
Yeah.
what I love is that, like, I honestly felt like I wasn't going to be able to do this when I first started. I just did it just to hear myself on the mic.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a good word of advice for anybody. If you feel like you're too scared to do something because you're not good enough, that's how you're
Try
going
it.
to leave it for the rest of your life. If you want to do something, if you think you're going to love doing something and you don't try it, that's just it's just not being brave at all. If you're brave and you try it and you love it and it turns into your passion, you might even be the best at the world at it, but you would have never known if you just said, "Oh, that's not good enough."
I'd rather regret mistakes I made
Yep.
than things I didn't.
If you don't
tr-
fail,
attempt,
you'll never
you know?
succeed. You have to fail to succeed. Not when I started this plumbing company, I thought that we were gonna fail in like the first 6 months. To be honest with you, the fact
Yeah.
that we made it so far, just like I had our 5-year plan, 10-year plan, but I just felt like, you know, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I'm still back in the same boat. I don't have a business. I don't have a car. I don't have a house. Nothing. But
Boom.
now I have a car, a house, and everything. Now if it fails, I'm kind of screwed.
You're
but
doing it.
but I just feel like, you know, if I didn't take that step, I'd still be in the same spot I was back in the day.
For sure.
And I'd still be with the same people I was with, and they weren't building me up. I was building them up, and I was younger than all of them. Some of them were in their 30s, and I was building them up. And I just feel like these people around me, even if it doesn't matter how much money you make in your life, doesn't matter what you have in your life, it's your mindset behind it. They build me up in a way that they would have never been able to build me up.
Facts.
And if I didn't go with the flow and actually be like, oh, this is what I need to do. I got my ticket for Bonnaroo the last second and went over there. We spent $450. We got there that day. And with this girl Taylor I knew, 30 people I didn't know, and he was one of them.
Shout out Taylor Gray.
And I'm cool with every single person in that group.
That's amazing.
You know what I'm saying? It's just
What about
like,
you, Leroy?
You got to do it.
Well, kind of like
Next
with these
step for
guys.
you.
Next step for me. Well, we do have Zip Nox 2
Hey.
on
Zip Nox Plus.
on
We'll
deck.
figure it
Zip
out.
Nox Plus.
We'll figure it
yeah.
out. Yeah.
We're still working on it.
Zip Nox
It'll be
PM,
out
maybe.
momentarily. I'm also working on my third studio project, Jubilation.
Hey.
Jubilation.
To cap off the Vibes trilogy after Leagues and Cozy.
Very nice.
I got a few things recorded for it, but I don't know. Like last month, I kind of like hit like a mental block where I'm just like, I really have no ideas right now.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of just taking my
back sometimes.
Yeah, and that's what I've been doing. I've been taking my time, just stepping back lately. But
if you're healthy, you got 90 more years.
It's jubilation season, man. It's coming. Like I'll probably have it out sometime this summer, maybe in the fall.
Nice.
But I'm just kind of just taking my time because something I've been learning as I've been going on is it's good to have content out. It is, but you don't want to like just put out stuff for the sake of being relevant. Like put out stuff that you know is ready, that you know is fire, and is gonna like get people talking.
Facts.
And you might not even like it a year from now.
Right.
But, and that's the point. If you don't like it a year from now, you're not gonna drop it.
I mean, I think the odds are that you won't like it a year from now. I think most artists end up not liking their older shit because
Lil Uzi's first 2 mixtapes are fucking garbage.
Yeah, Gucci's. Have you heard all the Gucci stuff?
I try to get on those.
Catalog is so long; it has to be trash at the beginning.
Yeah,
there
has to be some trash songs, but honestly, when you listen to them, if you make enough, you're always gonna have hit songs.
What was that one we made back in the day? Oh my god, that's just
blowing my
mind. We thought that was fire in the moment. It's a little cringe now.
That was like the first thing. I think that was one of the first songs I ever did.
That random dude was like, "Hey, I got a beat."
Yes.
We were like, "Sure."
Dude, that was a crazy moment.
Yeah, we were at the MTSU dorms recording.
That was a crazy moment. But shit, boys, I'm gonna wrap this bad boy up. I appreciate you guys. I'd love to have you guys back on another time.
Absolutely, dude.
You know, whenever y'all's projects come out, I mean, I'll know and I'll put them on my blog and
yes, sir.
Type some words.
I'll shout you out on my stuff too.
Real quick, what's your views at on your past 2 tapes, Leroy?
Yeah, he's going dummy.
So Cozy is about at 120,000 streams, and so is Leagues, and the Mellow Pack just hit over 20,000.
Hell yeah!
So we're getting up there, man. Biggest thing I want to say before we go is winning and losing are just words. All that matters is, are you getting a good experience out of it?
Yep.
And are you making the most of it?
You having some fun and enjoying your life? Yes.
Yeah.
If not, then pick something.
Okay.
What he said. It's
find what you love and let it kill you. We're doing quotes.
Here we go.
No matter what you win or lose, like it's gonna happen through life. You'll win some, you'll lose some. Pick yourself back up. Keep going.
Well said. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
If you made it all the way to the end, you're a fucking champion.
Yeah.
Episode 43.
Little Banshee's it.